The man was originally the richest person in the world, yet he deliberately hid his identity to attend his grandmother's birthday banquet. The reason he did this was only because he wanted to test the character of his grandmother's family. However, when the grandmother saw the man and his mother, she showed strong disdain. Even the bracelet the woman gave her was thrown to the ground by the grandmother. The man thought his grandmother had no vision. This was a top-quality gold bracelet worth $1 million. Just at that moment, Jack and his mother Linda arrived there. Not only did they give the grandmother a gift of $50,000, they also gave her a gold-plated bracelet worth $120,000. The grandmother was very satisfied when she saw it. The other guests were also shocked by the gifts Jack brought. They praised Jack, saying he must have made a lot of money. Jack proudly showed off to the man. Little did he know, these things were nothing but trash in the man's eyes. He said he would give his mother an even more luxurious birthday gift. Jack thought the man was joking. He, a poor worker, couldn't possibly afford to give money as a gift. Even the grandmother favored Jack's family. She told Jack and Linda to go inside and rest. There was no need to waste time with the man and his mother. The man also decided to take his mother inside to rest. Unexpectedly, the grandmother stopped them. She claimed the man and his mother could only sit in the yard. Only people like Jack, who gave more than $10,000, were allowed to enjoy the air conditioning inside the house. The man never expected his grandmother to be so vain. Seeing Jack and the others mocking him, the man could no longer endure it. He slapped Jack right across the face. The grandmother was furious when she saw this. She warned the man to obey and sit in the yard, otherwise she would throw them out. The woman didn't want to make things worse. She advised her son to just sit outside and not anger them further. The man also comforted his mother. He said his fiancée Mary would arrive soon. After they got married, his mother would be able to live a good life. While the two were imagining a bright future, Mary and her friend Angie walked over. She mocked the man and his mother for dreaming. She said they could never become rich in their whole lives. Then, she held onto Jack's arm and said from then on, she would be with Jack. The man couldn't believe his fiancée had betrayed him like that. Mary mocked him, saying he was just a poor worker. He was not worthy of her at all. The man never expected Mary to be that kind of person. Just as he planned to break up with Mary completely, his mother stopped him. She begged Mary to change her mind, but Mary completely looked down on the woman's family. Jack also mocked the woman, saying after decades of hard work, she was still living a poor and miserable life. The man said, as long as he was here, his mother would soon live a good life. Mary thought the man was lying. She firmly demanded to call off the engagement. To save her son's marriage, the woman had no choice but to promise again that she would treat Mary well. She swore she would never let Mary suffer at all. However, Mary flaunted the bracelet Jack had given her. She mocked the woman's family, saying they could never afford it. Seeing this, the woman gave Mary the bracelet her son had given her. But Mary found that the bracelet's paint was peeling. They became even more convinced it was a cheap fake. But what they didn't know was that the man, in order to disguise himself, had specially told his secretary to coat the jewelry with paint. When the woman saw that Mary didn't like the bracelet, she went home and brought all the jewelry her son had given her. She told Mary to choose freely. Mary mocked them, saying they were all trash. They were completely unworthy of her. The man said these pieces of jewelry were the finest red gold. Jack laughed, saying the man must be out of his mind to tell such lies just to save face. Even the woman didn't dare believe her son's words. The man comforted her, saying everything he said was true. He had only deliberately kept it from her. Jack and Mary were very disdainful of the man's words. To expose the man's lies, Jack contacted one of his friends, John. He asked him to test the jewelry. Soon after, John arrived with testing equipment. Just as everyone thought the man would be humiliated in public, the device reported that it was real red gold. Seeing this result, everyone was stunned in disbelief. Jack insisted that the device must be broken. He pointed the tester at the trash can. Unexpectedly, the device gave the same result. The crowd immediately began laughing at the man. But the man insisted the jewelry was indeed red gold, so they made another agreement to test the jewelry with fire. The jewelry was quickly placed into a pile of firewood. To humiliate the man, Jack deliberately provoked him. If the jewelry turned out to be fake, the man had to kneel and admit his guilt and swear never to show up again. The man accepted Jack's bet. He said that if it was real, Jack would have to kneel and apologize to his mother. Jack also agreed to the man's demand, and so Jack dropped the torch. As the firewood gradually burned, ash began to appear on the ground. Jack mocked the man, saying, "Your jewelry has already turned to ashes. You'd better surrender and admit defeat." The man said the flames hadn't finished burning yet. However, no one believed the man's jewelry was top-grade red gold. Just as everyone was ridiculing him, a dazzling light suddenly burst out from the flame.